Reverend Shokai is available this evening for individual conversations to discuss anything practice-related. Koan students are welcome to discuss aspects of practice, but not present koans. Please raise your hand if you would like to have an individual conversation with Reverend Shokai. Thank you.
Please be seated for tonight's talk. Please sit comfortably and facing the teacher so you can make eye contact. We'll be reciting the Gata and opening the sutra on page 8. Gata on opening the sutra. The Dharma incomparably profound and infinitely subtle is rarely encountered even in millions of ages. Now we see it, hear it, receive and maintain it. May we completely realize the Tathagata's true meaning.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. Such a beautiful day today. So, I have the clock, but I don't have the timestamp of when to stop. Is that around anywhere, someone? Yeah. Usually there's a card. Thank you. Otherwise, you don't know how long I could go. 8:50. Okay, I can do that. Card's not on the way. That's okay. If you don't have a card, I will take it away from you. I'm saying this because it has everything to do with the koan that we're going to be working on. So I'm just telling you, you think koans are sort of very abstract, very concrete. So I am back. Oh my gosh, I was gone for like, I don't know, 12 days or something. And like today is sort of my first kind of full day back. And I guess, I woke up at 6. I'm in the Zendo at 7 in the morning and meeting, getting my hair done. And now I'm back in the Zendo, so it's like I hit the ground running, It was a glorious vacation. I went back to my sort of childhood family, home situation, town, and as I was walking around, I had this really kind of just really blessed feeling that I was carrying my roots in my guts. And it didn't matter where I was always had my roots. And didn't always feel that way. But somehow, just through practice, it's just showed up that way. And I got to travel alone. Let me repeat that. I got to travel alone. I had no husband, no daughter, no responsibilities. I'd wake up in the morning. Where am I going to go today? What particular amazing pastry will I have this morning? It was fabulous. I loved it. But anyway, one of my travels, the house that I basically grew up in was like a couple of doors down from the house from my family, parents, and they're selling the house. And my other mother, Jane Sheehan, I went to visit her. She's left the house, which was built in like the mid-1800s on 30 acres of land. It was quite fine. And anyway, so I went to go visit her. And I swear, it was so great. The first thing she says to me is, you were really great. I just really consider you my daughter, but my God, you had no common sense. Absolutely none. And I didn't say it, but I thought it in my little thought bubble that you were supposed to keep in your own mind as a nice, polite person. Yeah, Jane. And now people come because they come for the lack of common sense, right? They want something other than common sense. But yeah, no, I didn't go there. But I thought it. And that is a big improvement over my other self that would have been happily gone there. But, it's amazing how you learn a thing or two eventually. So, there were lots of other fun things, but I don't want to just focus on that. So this evening, we are looking at case 44, which, by the way, there's only 48 cases in the Mumonkan, so we're almost done, which is astonishing. Okay. It's called Basho and a Stick. Master Basho said to the monks, "If you have a stick, I shall give one to you. If you do not have a stick, I shall take it away from you." So I'll say it again. Master Basho said to the monks, "If you have a stick, I shall give one to you. If you do not have a stick, I shall take it away from you." And I've put the stick that he was referring to behind me. And for those who have been here during the more high ceremonies, when Roshi is walking and banging the stick on the floor. That's the stick that this particular koan is talking about. Mumon's commentary. It helps you cross the river where the bridge is broken. It accompanies you as you return to the village on a moonless night. If you call it a stick, you will go to hell as fast as an arrow. Mumon's poem. The deep and the shallow, wherever they may be, are all in my hand. It sustains heaven and supports earth, and promotes Zen truth wherever it may be. So this is one of those sort of short and sweet koans that's a little bit confounding, right? And let's just look at it a little bit. First of all, just to kind of place Master Basho. So he was living in 9th century China. And he actually came from Korea and wanted to study Zen in China because there were a lot of very renowned masters in China. It's so interesting to just appreciate how much of our lineage comes from the Chinese tradition. And just, it's such a vastly different culture than our own. Yet somehow that like shared human condition, that fundamental existential condition, is the same for a 9th century Chinese person and us today. I mean, this is quite remarkable, actually, that Zen is able to like crystallize the teaching so much that it gets to the actual pith, very pith of human consciousness, and travels through time and travels through cultures down to us here in the fair city of Toledo. So his name in Korean meant banana tree. Banana tree. And apparently when you slice a banana tree open, it's just filled with water. There was a poem, actually an exchange between a Zen master and a student or a fellow master is usually sometimes called a mondo. And here's an exchange that was recorded in Basho's biography. A monk asked, "What is the water of Basho?" So Basho, the banana tree, has been split in half, and the water of the insides of Basho is revealed for all, right? The master answered, "Warm in winter, cool in summer." The monk asked, "What is the sharpest sword?" The master answered, "It proceeds 3 steps." The monk asked, "What is the use of it?" The master answered, "It retreats 3 steps." So this gives you a flavor of the life of a Zen person. And it's never boring, and it's super hard to figure out, honestly. It's almost impossible to figure out. But this is good. This is good because it forces us to access a different way of knowing, And that's the main thing. Because remember, I mean, there's a reason why we do that, why we have to access a different way of knowing from our common sense, right? Because our common sense is conditioned by fill in the blank. School, nation, parents, place that you live in, everything. And it also, right, remember from the Lankavatara Sutra, this is really where you can like understand why the Lankavatara Sutra is pointing out the reality of how the mind works. So it says appearance, form, naming, discrimination. Remember those dharmas? Those are the dharmas of common sense, right? That's the dharma of the material world being comprehended. But those modalities, those way of understanding the world, cannot access our essential nature, which is fundamentally non-dual, right? So we have to find a way to sort of stop up the non-dual mind and stop it in its tracks and actually we have to stop up the dual mind and confound the dualistic thinking so that we can access this place where universal mind and our own mind are one mind. And that, according to the Lankavatara Sutra, is happening in the alaya consciousness, which is really deep on down there, right? So that's why when we're sitting there and the practice is a thought comes in, narration comes in, those initial dharmas are functioning in our mind, that we see them, we acknowledge them, and we let them go. Because we're trying to access this non-dual way of experiencing our true nature. So that's why these koans don't have any common sense. All right. So let's talk about the, what's he calling it here? He's calling it a stick, but actually it's called in Japanese the shuju, okay? And just to kind of give you a little bit of like Zen culture history. So this staff is one of like 7 objects that a Zen master is bequeathed. And the staff is supposed to represent the Buddha's leg. And of course, this was something that they would use when they were out walking on pilgrimage. And it was supposed to scare off the animals and the ghosts and also the insects. And it was also used as a way of kind of sounding different bodies of water to see exactly how deep they were as you were traversing the rivers. But it also has in Zen kind of it stands in for this true nature, this essential nature that we're studying, that we're investigating, that we're totally aligning our life with and living out of. There's other things too, the Koramo, the sutras. Let's see, the short staff that I don't have with me today. But I think the real meat is to actually get into the koan. So remember that You enter the koan as much as the koan enters you. So you have to put yourself into the dreamscape of the koan. That's the most important thing. And then you have to let the koan itself show you what's happening. So there's a lot of, shall we say, deep listening. There's a lot of total trust of your intuition. Rinson calls this the Dharma eye. So if you were to listen to this, remember you put your mind in your hara. You've got your hara, you've got your heart, you've got your wisdom eye, and you've got your creativity. So all of those are totally lined up. And as best you can, try to stay in the purity of your own heart as you're listening. Master Basho said to the monks, "If you have a stick, I shall give one to you. If you don't have a stick, I shall take it away." So a little bit of have and has not. We've heard have and has not so many times throughout the koans, testing whether we're caught in that discriminating consciousness of has and has not. This koan too is testing that. Big hint is that we enter deeply into this dreamscape of a stick, present and not present. So if we can just go there for a second, this stick is our essential nature, something we always have, we were born with. It's our birthright to know it, to experience it, to realize it, to give it away freely to everyone and everything. This is our Buddha nature. Now, if you say you have your Buddha nature, I will give you Buddha nature. All that is this stick. I was taking a walk earlier today, and I was feeling like, my gosh, everything is a stick, right? Everything is totally like expressing this fundamental true nature. And I don't have to be literally walking around with the stick. It's always here. And like the Mumon says, it helps you cross the river where the bridge is broken, right? The bridge is broken. Not so easy to ford your way through the exigencies of life. But this stick, this essential nature, is right here, totally totally here to help, I guess, is the best way to say it. Totally here to support. And this is what we're studying. We're studying what is this fundamental help, this fundamental support that never leaves us, that is always here. The clock is a stick. My voice is a stick. That's what we're investigating. So if you already have an entrance into this essential nature, not only are you giving a stick, you're given a multitude, a gazillion million sticks, right? Everything is conspiring to support and express your Buddha nature. This is lovely, is it not? If you don't have a stick, I will take it away from you. If you think there's nothing there, there is no support, I will take that idea out of your hands. Because the reality is, essential nature pervades everywhere. Buddha nature pervades everywhere. How will you express this? This is what the koan is about. It helps you cross the river where the bridge is broken. And we've all tried to walk across broken bridges, have we not? With shattered glass all over them. Yes. It accompanies you as you return to the village on a moonless night. So completely black, and you've got your stick. You've got this, your Buddha nature guiding you, protecting you. If you call it a stick, you will go to hell as fast as an arrow. Because to actually use that form, appearance, form, name, discrimination, the name is still part of that dualistic mind system. So this sort of very mysterious encounter with this stick can only be met and embraced through prajna, transcendental wisdom, transcendent wisdom that goes beyond name and form. And the amazing thing is that we have this 2,600-year-old history of a training matrix that allows us over and over and over again to learn how to trust our Buddha nature, to learn how to trust our intuition, to learn how to trust our wisdom eye. The deep and the shallow, wherever they may be, are all in my hand. The light and the dark, the good, the bad, what I like, what I don't like, are all in my hand. This hand does not discriminate. What is that? It sustains heaven and supports earth. Buddha nature pervading everywhere, and promotes Zen truth wherever it may be. So this is the truth that Zen is well honed and well capable of putting us in this Zen boat and carrying us to this other shore of our Buddha nature as a direct experience, something that we can absolutely trust, absolutely rely on. And we have our friends, we have the teachings, we have a beautiful building, and we have enough time and leisure. All we need to do is follow the directions. May it be so.
Beings are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Beings are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Beings are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. The Buddha way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Thank everybody for coming tonight. Are there any announcements? While you get the mic, I will make my announcements. Session starts on Monday this next week. So if you come to a regular Wednesday service, you'll be walking into session, which is wonderful, and you're very welcome. Just enter the Zendo silently, join us where we are in Zazen or Kinpin, and leave the silently as well, because we do retreat in silence. And also on Sunday, we are celebrating Vesak, which is Buddha's birthday. Yes? And it's potluck. So come watch the baby Buddha and enjoy some potluck on Sunday.
Yeah, like she said, session is next week, and on Monday, we're gonna set up the space to have a whole week of session, and that starts at like 2 o'clock. So if anybody feels the pull to come and lint roll cushions and wash dishes and just do stuff to get the place ready for session, which is actually session itself. Love to see you there, 2 o'clock Monday.
And I just want to add to that, if you come at 2 o'clock and stay through service, that is a half day for Shokan students. That counts as a half day towards your training year. So it's a nice opportunity.
Is self-registration closed at this point?
I'm the Tonto, so you can talk to me afterwards if you want. Anything else? Please restore the Zendo.